Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? It is Chad here with another In the OT podcast for BetHubb Sports Blog.com. Today, I'm here to congratulate Ricky Fowler for his first ever PGA Tour victory. It is extremely special at the young age of 23 to have gone on and won an event like this at the Wells Fargo Championship, playing at a very difficult course at Quail Hollow. And I know it's not a major, and I know it's not one of those big-time world golf events where you have a star-studded field with all the best players in the world, and it's not the Tour Championship. But nonetheless, when you think of the PGA Tour schedule on an annual basis, this is definitely one of the upper-end tournaments. This isn't no Fries.com Open or Texas Valero Open where nobody really cares about it. So that's why it's very intriguing here that another young whippersnapper would go ahead and make his mark at this event, because coincidentally, the fellow whom he beat in today's playoff, one of them anyways, Rory McIlroy, made his big splash on the scene, winning his first ever PGA Tour event at this exact same event 2 years ago, firing that miraculous 62 on the final day. So it's great to see Fowler come through here. And the reason why I'm so excited for him is because oftentimes you see these young kids have so much pressure put on them with so much hype being built up from a very young age, and some of them just cannot handle it mentally, and they end up crumbling and never having their careers play out the way many had thought it would, i.e. a Ty Tryon from back in the day. And sometimes the most difficult tournament to win is that first one, to get that monkey off your back and alleviate some of that pressure. And I mean, it's not like the guy was terrible going into this. He was ranked 39th in the world. That's pretty damn good. So, no McIlroy like he was ranked 6th or 7th or 8th when he won his first event. A little bit less pressure for Fowler in this position here, but we all know that he has a world of talent. I mean, you just see the guy's swing, the way he hits the ball a mile, and his wedge play is very good, starting to really learn how to use his putter. He has been a little bit inconsistent in the past. Maybe that's plagued him in the majors in terms of having any strong showings there, but boy, oh boy, what a performance to win in a playoff. DA Points also deserves congratulations for sticking it out there with McIlroy, and he's ranked 39th in the world heading into this event. I imagine that he will move in to the low 20s or high teens and continue to go down. I believe Fowler will be a permanent top 10 golfer in the world for many years to come once he gets into that position. And for McIlroy, it's fantastic to see him go back up to number one. It's an absolute fraud that Luke Donald still has that ranking. There's obviously a bit of a flaw here in the world system because Luke Donald doesn't even sniff out majors, yet McIlroy won one last year, and when it comes to big time events, he seems to step up. We'll leave that rad for another day, but nonetheless, we all know McIlroy is a true number one in the world. Now, besides the emergence of Fowler and McIlroy getting back to number one, this win here is important on so many levels. First of all, it's another one of these young buck players on tour stepping up. We've seen so many of these kids under the age of 30 play such terrific golf the last few years, whether it's the aforementioned McIlroy, whether it's a Hunter Mahan, a Martin Kamer, and Adam Scott's about 31 now, so we won't put him in that category, but a Jason Day, a Keegan Bradley, a Charles Schwartzel, Nick Watney, a Dustin Johnson. I mean, there's just so many good young players, and it's really fantastic to see because, so many years ago, everybody just only relied on Tiger Woods to be there for that marketable face and to actually draw ratings to the sport. We all know how much it struggled prior to that. It had this really stiff image, the sport of golf. You thought of the upper echelon of society, wealthy people, country club members wearing the collared shirts and the hiked up tight tucked in pants with the belts halfway up their chest, and it just wasn't good for the sport. They were not expanding and getting into another demographic, and Tiger Woods brought that to the sport. The fact that he came from a different background, that he was half Asian and half African American, helped bring in that group of people, and then the fact that he was younger and he was breaking all these records, it really helped the sport of golf get to another level in terms of its worldwide popularity. And we all know that the business side of golf freaked out a few years ago when everything transpired off of the course, and he was pretty much gone on a hiatus for a couple of years, and they didn't know what to do. They didn't who's going to step up and take over his spot, or at least give them some hope. And obviously no one's ever going to be able to match Tiger in his prime, but at least now there's a glimmer with someone like a McIlroy and now a Fowler. These young kids, they have some personality. There's a little bit of zap on them. You see them walking down, they've got a smile on their face, they're wearing outrageous clothing, they're on Twitter, they're getting involved with all these bands, Bubba Watson, and they're doing all these funky commercials commercials, interacting with the fans. It's just so nice to see with the sport. I'm sick and tired of everybody just strictly relying on Tiger Woods. There's other personalities out there that are emerging, and as a sports fan, you have to be able to embrace that. Don't tell me that you only care about Tiger Woods and that's it, and if he's not in it, you're not going to be interested. I'm not going to, call you a great sports fan if you're going to look at it that way. You see a personality of a Bubba Watson at the Masters. That was just fantastic. And it's about time that, a weekend when Tiger Woods misses the cut, that's not that we're all talking about. Ricky Fowler is at least a little bit of a younger kid at 23 years old. He's wearing the orange attire. That there's more focus on that because it makes me want to puke in the previous events where Tiger didn't do well or he missed the cut, that half the time on the Golf Channel or ESPN they're talking about that instead of giving the proper credit that's due to the player that won the tournament. So once again, wrapping it all up here, Ricky Fowler, love the way this kid plays the game. And another guy that's young, under 30 years old, that's going to be in the mix, that can hopefully get all these Tiger lovers to be interested in the game if he's not in the mix. Because let me tell you guys, he ain't necessarily going to get back to the level that he was once at. Who knows, maybe we got faked out by that win a couple weeks before the Masters. He went on his website and said, don't worry, my swing's back, da-da-da-da-da, this and that. A fraudulent, a phony, didn't do nothing this week, missed the cut again. Chad here with BetHubb Sports Blog. Another In the OT podcast. Keep checking them out. I'll keep ranting, breaking it down. The sports world. That's how we do it.